I think starting a YouTube is easily one of the hardest things that you can do. And it can be really hard when you're especially pushing for partnership or monetization to look at the figures going up really slowly when you want it to be pushed even faster. So in this video, I have not scripted it at all, which is what I usually do with my videos, so I have a clear framework with which to speak, but we're going to do some sort of off-the-cuff stuff today. And I'm going to look through my YouTube analytics and talk through sort of the main techniques I found the most useful for me when growing my channel, and what I hope is going to be hopeful for you as well. So let's jump into it. So a lot of this video is just going to be me, rather than looking in the camera, is be looking at my YouTube analytics, which I've got on the screen in front of me now. So over here you've got your main channel, your dashboard, achievements, general channel analytics that you've got to look at here. You know, latest comments, published videos down here, recent subscribers there, and a latest post that I did, which was a fair while ago, but I haven't updated it in quite a while. This page I don't think tells you too much. What's more important is to go to analytics, because this will tell you the bulk of your information. The main objective, I think, that a lot of people have with YouTube, obviously for me, it's about passion, and I really enjoy creating YouTube videos all the time, and I want to push content out because I love sharing my experiences with people. But a lot of people will want to go to YouTube partnership, and they'll want to go to, you know, monetization to make money from their videos through ad revenue. And that's what you get on this page here. On the top here, we have got the journey to YouTube partnership, which is sort of the first step that people would have when they're wanting to try and earn money from videos on YouTube. So you can see here that you need 500 subscribers. I'm currently on 224, so I'm nearly halfway, which is really good. But public watch hours is the one that I am sort of struggling with, and it's taking me quite a long time to get to the place where I want to be. The main sort of thing and suggestion that I have with this, and it's something that I've been paying really close attention to, is monitoring those numbers all the time, every day. And I think it's a really unproductive thing to do. And the reason for that is you will be told eventually when you are eligible to apply for YouTube partnership and apply for monetizing your videos. Obviously that's a bit more of a higher threshold with 1,000 subscribers needed and 4,000 public watch hours needed there. But it's really not productive to look at these numbers, in my opinion, because they will grow in time eventually, and your content, once it reaches a stage where it is more, you know, energizing, more exciting, people will eventually come and find your videos, and that's when it will shoot up. There were times, so we'll look at the analytics tab here, where I was getting, you know, more watch time. So I had a lot of watch time back here, and like at the minute it's just sort of chugging along. I had a bit more yesterday, but at the minute it's basically just been chugging along slowly. If we were to click see more here, God, there's all sorts of stuff going on here, but it'll break it down by video. So you can see that this video here is the one where a lot of my watch time comes from, because it's the one with the most views and it's the most relevant. And I feel like the Cambridge PhD interview experience is a really unique sort of thing that people go through. So, you know, I think it makes sense that that's my highest video. Whereas if we compare it to a lot of the other videos, you know, it's all of them are just sort of chugging along, some of them not really, you know, getting any views at all. Like say the day in the life one I thought would do really well, but it turns out that that wasn't, you know, what a lot of people were looking for at that time. So it's been kind of, you know, low growth at the minute, whereas the interview video is always just sort of relevant, and it has sort of these random spikes. What I've learnt from YouTube so far is that, you know, you have sort of these random spikes and you can't really control that. It will just be because your video has probably been put on the YouTube homepage or people have searched for it. Cambridge typically offers interviews sort of around the year, so this one is always kind of quite relevant. So say if we look at this one, the preparing for a PhD interview video, see this one's also like quite relevant constantly. Whereas say something like, you know, I did a video which didn't do very well on you know, YouTube on New Year's resolutions. It did all right back here, but generally it hasn't done well recently. So we'll look at the last 90 days of the data. So you can see it's just sort of been quite random. And at the start, this video actually wasn't doing that great. And that's probably because I didn't have that many subscribers in my channel. But eventually it got to a point where people were, you know, watching this video and the watch hours went up massively, and then it just became sort of consistent. I'd say this is, you know, a prime example of how your videos are an investment. At the start, it might be a bit rubbish, and it's very discouraging, I find, doing videos, because you obviously want them to do really well, but it takes time sometimes for the videos to be recommended when, you know, other videos that are more popular. So say there are a lot of other videos on, you know, PhD interviews, and, you know, my video might have just been recommended around this time because, you know, another one might have been popular, and my one then would have got recommended to people in the related videos or, you know, on the YouTube homepage. So it started seeing a bit more growth, and now it's become a bit more of a constant, like each day there's at least like an hour like of watch time, which is, you know, really good for me, and like it adds to that tally that I'm looking at on the YouTube partnership. The point is, don't feel discouraged if you have sort of this statistic at the start. It's very discouraging for me to look at back then, and I remember at the time, like, I was really wanting to get more views on my videos, and I've got a good amount of views so far. Like 6,316 views overall is really good, and I'm really proud of the work that I put into that. And you can see the watch time of that video is just significantly higher than all the other ones. Like it makes up for more than half of the watch time hours. You can see there, this one video. The subscribers, interestingly, I didn't like the YouTube channel, the growing the YouTube channel video that I published. I remember when I posted it, that was the first video that was really getting recommended on the YouTube homepage. And from that, I got a lot more subscribers and I got a good amount of views. So the views were, if we look at that one, so you can see there was a good start of views. And then at this time, this is when the video was recommended on YouTube Home. So you can see there was a massive spike, and I got loads of views and a really good amount of subscribers as well. So you can see on subscribers from that video, I got a massive influx just there, which was fantastic. But obviously since then, it's just sort of fizzled out, hasn't had that same sort of impact and consistent impact as, say, the PhD interview experience video, which has sort of consistently delivered me a few subscribers, you know, 1 or 2, you know, generally daily, every couple days, which has been really good. And that's the kind of video that I want to be producing, rather than just sort of a short-term sort of influx of subscribers, which thinking about it, this video could be one of those, because I'm talking more broadly about YouTube rather than a specific niche. And that's also something that I found from, you know, starting my YouTube, is that a lot of the time I want to push out videos that can have sort of a more wider impact and affect more people. So say that planning to grow a YouTube channel fast is applicable to every creator on YouTube, whereas something like, say, you know, dealing with imposter syndrome is really not that relevant to everyone per se, which is why it maybe doesn't have as many like views over that amount of time. So it had the influx at the start, but then since then it's just sort of been okay, not a lot. Which, you know, is fine, and it happens. So it's really hard to find that balance, I've found, between sticking to your niche and then moving beyond that so you can have a sort of a wider audience, because that's obviously the goal of a lot of creators on YouTube. Another interesting feature that I found is the traffic source feature. So here we can see where people are seeing my videos from. So say YouTube search, I can see how many people are clicking on my videos. So on YouTube search, for example, I can look at what specific things people are typing into YouTube to find, you know, my videos. So I can see like Cambridge PhD interview and PhD interview are obviously the big drivers of engagement in my channel. But obviously the traffic source is really important, because then it sees that, you know, if I produce more videos that have, you know, Cambridge PhD interview or just Cambridge University, my videos are more likely to come up. So that's obviously been a target of mine in the last few videos, where I've been talking more about, you know, interviews and stuff, and those videos have generally done all right relative to some of the other videos that I've done. But you can see like none of the productivity videos, say like the planning for next year, imposter syndrome, interestingly I came up with biryani recipe chicken, but you can see basically that none of those videos are too relevant, and it's unlikely that I will do videos like that for the time being, because they're not doing as well. Whereas if I can stick with my specific niche, I can see, you know, I'm getting a lot more views from that. So it's a really important tool that you can use on YouTube to find out what specifically people are looking at, which of your videos are coming up, and then playing to that, so you can drive more engagement and get more views on YouTube. So we're going to go back to the main analytics phase here. I do think that watch time See More is a very important tool that you can look at for that. If we look at content, so we can see when we got views. So I'll go on last 9 days, so we can see at the very start, but you can see sort of when I was getting views. So you can see like there's actually not a lot of growth here. There's only a few views a day. When I would do a video, that would be when there's sort of an influx of views, which is fun to see. So yeah, just scrolling through here, I can just see, you know, consistent views, which is good. Like there was a good influx there. Dropped down a bit, and again shot up there. So it is very random, but impressions is also really good. Like I've got a really high amount of impressions, so that's when my video will appear, you know, on people's news feeds, on YouTube Home and things like that. Unfortunately, not that many people are clicking on my video, and that's another really important thing that I've learned as well. I'm gonna go to my channel, and you can see my videos. You can see there's a very stark difference between the thumbnails at the start and what I do now, and that's partially because I have got someone that has been really helpful and made me a couple of thumbnails, which has been super duper and awesome. But you can see like I was putting a bit more effort into these ones from around this stage. This one's, I think I would just take a photo from the actual video itself. This one is another example of that, and then sticking Cambridge in it. But then I think these ones, when they see them, when they appear on people's timelines and YouTube homepages, I think they're just slightly more attractive and they're more likely to get people clicking. So that's one thing that I've really learned. So that's something that I really need to look at for the YouTube impressions section because a lot of people are seeing my videos but they're not clicking on them. So the title and the, you know, the thumbnail is a really important part of it. Another tool that's really important that you can find in the analytics audience section is down here, and that's when your viewers are on YouTube. So originally I was consistently uploading on Mondays at 8 AM in British time, which realistically, who's going to be watching that at that time? No one. And you can see that my viewers are generally on YouTube in the evenings on Sunday, evenings on Monday, generally evening time, not so much throughout the night, obviously, and in the morning time. And the important thing to take away from this is once you create a few videos, YouTube Analytics will then decide for you when your viewers are watching. And that means that you really want to be posting your videos around that time, because if you can get that influx of viewers, it's more likely to be then shared to potential other viewers. So you can grow your channel through that as well. You know, I don't think age and gender are too important. I seem to have 68% male, 32% female. I'm not really too bothered about that. The age, I think, is pretty stereotypical for me because I make, you know, content designed for, you know, students, you know, young academics and things. So not too bothered about that. Geographies, it's really nice to see sort of the international, you know, community that I'm creating. I used to live in the Netherlands, so it makes sense that I've got a few views from there. But United Kingdom, obviously, I'm based in the UK, and a lot of my content is designed for UK-based students. So interestingly, I do have a lot of US viewers, but it is just always quite interesting to see, you know, who you're connecting with, because, you know, I'd love to connect with my viewers a bit more. I'd love to see, you know, more comments and things, so I can just hear about people's stories and how they found the channel and, you know, what they're looking for from me. It's always really interesting to, you know, see how international and the outreach that YouTube and the impact that it can have. So very cool. So the research tab on the analytics page is really useful as well. So basically, in the top searches, if you type in these things, there's a higher likelihood that I will be shown and my videos will be shown based on this. So again, this is a case of when you produce more videos, you will then get this data presented to you in a nice, you know, clear way. So it means that, you know, the future videos that you then create, you kind of want to tailor them to what your audience is looking for. It's really nice to, you know, have the idea that you can cover sort of a bit of everything, which I think anyone is really capable of doing. But at the start, I think you really need to play into these sort of niches, which this video, thinking about it, won't really do, but it's fine. But it is a really helpful tool to look at to see, you know, what people are searching and how you're coming up, so then you can really boost engagement through that. Related to University of Cambridge, obviously that's a big part of my channel, is the fact that I'm, you know, at Cambridge. So, you know, if people want to watch stuff about Cambridge, it's quite often that they will look up Cambridge University blog, Cambridge acceptance reaction, which unfortunately I did not film, so very annoying. And then also interview-based stuff as well. It's obviously very important. And PhD student, how PhD students study, which I think I could do a video in actually. Getting a PhD, it would be quite interesting to do sort of a longer process video as well, talking through, you know, how I might publish a paper, or, you know, the timeline of going through a PhD. I do like doing the day of the life videos. I really enjoyed doing that video, which I think you should check out as well, because I think it's slightly different from just me talking the entire time, and it gives you a bit of an insight as to what it's like being a PhD student as well. So do check that out if you like to. But there are obviously lots of other really important things that you need to be doing on your channel, one of which is on here, on the customization tab of your YouTube studio, and that's on the layout section. So you might have it that when you go onto your YouTube channel after creating a few videos, you don't actually see them immediately on, say, the home page. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Then you can see, like, I've got my For You, popular videos, and videos there. So there's lots of things to look at and click at if you like to. Basically, if you create videos, YouTube has automatically set it so that will be blank. So what you need to do is go down to customization and add these featured sections so that they can have something to click at, and so that when people click on your channel, there's videos there rather than it looking like there's nothing there. So you just need to hit add section and then, you know, add these things. So popular videos and videos are obviously the main ones, but if you could do like playlists as well, you can add like a playlist on here. So I've got like my videos in a playlist there, and then that will appear to people on your YouTube homepage, and that can just make your, you know, platform look a bit more authentic and genuine, and it shows people that you have content ready to go. So that's my other like little tip that I had, and a useful thing anyway. So that's basically all I had to talk about today. It's just what I've been using for, you know, growing my channel, and the tools that I think are really useful for small content creators as a small content creator, which I think is really important. You know, I'm still in that phase of growing, obviously hoping to grow faster and faster, but you know, these things take time. Remember to make use of the tools that are available to you on YouTube Studio that I've talked about, and don't get hung up on this earn deal. Like, I know it's really, you know, nice to like see the numbers go up, and you know, you might refresh it lots and lots, but you know, it'll come in time when you keep creating videos, and you know, the videos are an investment, so don't worry about it and you'll get there in the end. Anyway, that's all from me today. I just thought I'd talk you through my experiences of what I have used to, you know, grow my channel so far, looking at the specific tools that YouTube Studio offers for you. Obviously, if you haven't already, then please do consider subscribing, because it is free and you can always change your mind after the video. And do let me know what kind of content that you like creating as well, because, you know, I'm really interested in what people have to do, especially if they're in my community as well. And if there's anything specifically that you'd like me to create, if it's, you know, YouTube or, you know, Cambridge or PhD life or otherwise, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to make that video soon. Anyway, that's all from me. I'd like to wish you the happiest of whatever day I've decided to post this on, and, you know, good luck with your YouTube growth, and I'm sure you'll get there in the end. Take care. I'll see you later.